to apply. It's very easy for a do-it-yourself or a consumer to apply the paint. Also, I think the technology has improved so much the last few years that good quality paints provide a lot of characteristics that are really worth to invest into a good paint for your house.
Okay.
Also, paint is the cheapest way, it's the cheapest form of redecorating the house, changing the look of your house with a can of paint than wallpaper, furniture, or whatever else there is. So in essence, it's really a good investment to buy good quality paint because it would last longer. It gives you a lot of characteristics like good washing, good scrubbability. It would look good for a big period of time. One of the characteristics of good quality paint would be good flow and leveling, which means that would give a very, very nice, even sheen, even uniform finish.
And I believe it's even like for the do-it-yourself person, for the person who's not an expert, it's easier to apply, right? You can't.
If it's a good
quality,
yes,
you can go wrong, but it's harder to go wrong.
And good quality paint has characteristics where if you apply by roller, for example, it would not splatter all over the place.
Right.
Okay.
And you don't have to stay worrying about applying it by roller and having everywhere full of
and making a
paint
mess.
marks and making a mess. You know, the spots on you, on everywhere. So you need to cover less surfaces in the house, and you just cover the area underneath where you're painting, and the normal masking, not to fill things with the roller. So.
You mentioned good scrubbability, which I'm assuming refers to the fact that you can clean it well.
You can wash it. You can wash it.
What kind of paint would that be? Would it be water-based, salt? I mean, what? Well,
for the past decades, I mean, for wall surfaces, it's only water-based paints that are used. But there's differences between good quality paint and cheap paint. So a good quality paint will allow repeatedly washing without affecting the film. So the film looks much better through time.
Okay.
It also will provide other characteristics like mildew-side protection. It won't mildew the wall, so you won't have that
anti-mold, basically.
Okay.
Anti-mold, right? And like Yanni said, spatter resistant, so it won't make a mess of the wall. It's just very easy to apply, and consumers don't have to be afraid to use it and do it yourself.
The same with a can of paint, which is of good quality. You can do so many square meters per can. The better the quality, the more square meters you do. So the less paint you use, because it covers more. It has better opacity.
And you probably don't need to do
less
paints,
coats.
more coats.
Exactly. So if you buy a can of paint which is 25 euros, and the spreading rate, it's called the spreading rate, is 6 square meters per liter. And then you buy a can of paint which costs 50 euros, and the spreading rate is 15 square meters per liter, 14, 15.
But would it actually say, Yanni? I'm sorry, I'm not used to buying paint every day, so I wouldn't know.
Cans, George is more...
yes, it actually says. The can would actually say.
It actually has to say.
It has to say.
It has to say.
Yes.
Okay.
So even if you check that, you're already making a saving there. Because one can gives you much more than the cheaper. So you probably have to use double the amount of the cheaper paint.
Okay.
Then
go through the preparation of disturbing the whole house to repaint. So it's
and if you hire someone to paint, labor costs are very expensive nowadays.
Right.
Yes.
So I'd rather paint once every 8-10 years rather than once every 2-3 years.
Just very expensive, very hard to find as well. There's such a big demand nowadays that it's very hard to find.
With a good quality paint, the colors on the wall, if you chose this particular color behind me, that's going to last for years. Yeah. Even if it's exposed to sunlight, because the pigments in a good quality paint are UV protective, are faster. This is, for example, a color which is very popular nowadays, 2019, the trends are gray. So if you chose that color, you don't 2 years down the line have to repaint because the color faded. although there is a lot of sunlight, so...
So this is what's in fashion now, this
Yes.
mousy grey, I call it. It is a mousy grey, right?
Yeah, it's the greys, the off-whites.
Those are, yes, now 2019, grey
The serene
tones.
colours then.
Yes.
So last year it was red.
Last year was
Last
red.
year was
more
red,
bold,
very vibrant
more
red.
colours, yes.
Now all of a sudden it's the complete opposite.
Yes,
And
more
now-
relaxed and more
Exactly,
calm.
and they're more of a neutral background, backdrop to what you want. In fact, here, with the colored frames, with the, you've got a neutral backing, a neutral background, so pretty much goes with everything. If you want colored feature walls, the colored feature walls will
But
go.
you still stay on the subtle tones now. It's not like you wouldn't go for the red or the green or the blue. You would still go on the
I
subtle
like
tone.
grey tones, but then it's down to taste more
Yes,
than anything.
that's very true.
true.
But we always suggest, because we always
Yes, we
update. We always
suggest.
update.
It's true.
So it's
A
been...
neutral tone will last you longer, because if fashion changes, it will always
of
remain
course.
neutral.
Right.
And, always
And
remain
like we used to
fashion.
say, red, you might love red, but you might wake up one morning with a headache and you might say, I don't want
Gotta
that
change
wall
it. I
anymore,
gotta change it.
like
Yes.
cover it. So whilst grey is
Exactly.
always there, and it's always
true.
like clean and whatnot.
Ibgħat SMS fuq 5061 5540 u kuljum tista' tirbaħ iklal 2 minant Uncle Matt's Kitchen. Vouchers ta' bejn 25 u 50 euro minant JB Stores. Portuguese Laundry and Dry Cleaning. The Resonant Membrane Center. Screen Hair Care. Sherry's Estates. Vjaġġ mal-Virtu Ferries bil-valur ta' mill-inqas 82 euro. Safe minant Dam Company Limited. Valur ta' 275 euro. Vjaġġ għal 2 minant Britannia Tours valur ta' 1000 euro.